I'm still learning a lot about project management and self-management, and I thought that relaxing my video schedule would help me get more work done, but it seems to have had the opposite effect, and perhaps I underestimated the value of regular deadlines to keep me on task. So I'm going to go back to trying to do videos every week with very rare exception, and I've also put up a poll to help decide what I should focus on. For now it seems I should spend more time on implementation details, but I'll come back and check this poll periodically. Last time I mentioned I was reworking the ship movement again, so let's start there. Aside from accommodating pirate traffic, I wanted to simplify my code, and shorten the time it takes to get into the landing pad and back out to the hyperspace gate. To do this, I've decoupled the spawn position from the gate position. I've still got some bugs, but it's basically working with about half the code, and it's easier to follow. I'm not using Godot's Curve3D class anymore, but instead, on each transition, I'm interpolating between an extrapolation of previous motion, and either an orbiting motion or a straight line into the landing pad or hyperspace gate. The initial reason for a location editor was to make it easier and less error-prone to make additions like a separate spawn point for each location. Instead of updating a scene for each location one by one, I have a single template scene and apply all the location-specific details programmatically. But now that I have this location editor, it's also a great tool for testing. I have a button where I can spawn ships on demand and evict them from the landing pads. I was also able to reuse a lot of the location editor's code for a ship editor, which is especially useful for ships with a non-rectangular interior. The game board is rectangular and I want to keep it that way, so I've added a tool for excluding individual tiles, marking them as permanently blocked. This has also made me think a lot about how mods will work, because I don't want to make short-sighted designs I'll have to change for mod support later. So I'm testing mod viability early by treating the official content like just another mod. Mods are organized by folders, with one for locations, one for ships, and more coming in the future. Each location or ship has its own subfolder with a JSON file for all the information the game needs to know about it. I've chosen JSON here because Godot has an easy way to convert between JSON and dictionaries are just an easy way to package up information. But there's still a lot of work left to do on mod support in the future, like conflict resolution and mitigating the risks of malicious code. Speaking of future work, I've started planning out some milestones. My short-term goal is to finalize the flow of the overall game, including real pirate encounters based on the value of your cargo for the first time. And optimistically, I'm hoping to have that ready for next week. After that, I'll be turning my focus to the combat mechanics. And now I want to talk a bit about why I'm doing this in the first place, why I'm taking a huge financial and career risk to make games. I've been playing games for as long as I can remember. Even before I knew how to read or understand what was going on, I was fascinated by them. And over the years I've gone through phases. I played a lot of first-person shooters in the mid-90s, and then I kind of got bored of them. Then it was real-time strategy games, and I got bored of them, then RPGs, and so on. And now I'm 34 years old and I'm bored of every popular genre formula that I ever liked to begin with. I know there are great modern games being made in those genres, but personally I just don't seem to enjoy them anymore. Sometimes I'll get one and try it out for a bit and then just lose interest and quit. And I miss getting excited by games. I miss getting sucked in for hours at a time. It seems the only way that does happen anymore is with indie games, because they tend to be more adventurous. They are still trying new gameplay concepts that I haven't seen before, and that's what interests me. Manifold Garden, for instance, was a refreshingly new experience. It made me think about three-dimensional space in new ways. Or Return of the Obra Dinn, I would go so far as to call a masterpiece. A completely new take on storytelling and mystery solving, and I loved it. So I kind of want to be a part of that. I want to be part of the exploration of new gameplay ideas. And cargo defense may have elements from pre-existing genres. I mean, turn-based tactical combat has been done before, tower defense has been done before, but I've never seen the elements that I've chosen put together, and I think this is something new. And this isn't even my most unique idea, it's just the one that I thought would be the easiest to tackle first. I have a long list of other game ideas that I'm eager to experiment with. I've also been watching some GDC post-mortem talks, and it's somewhat reassuring to see that some of the setbacks and difficulties I've had are at least to some extent normal. For instance, Into the Breach. While it might seem on the surface like a simplistic game, it took them 4 years to make it because they too were trying to innovate on new approaches to gameplay, and they iterated on that quite a lot. Innovating and getting it right isn't easy. I don't think cargo defense will take that long, but I don't want to ship it before I think it's a good game. So thanks for sticking with me, and as always, it really helps me out if you hit the like button, spread the word, and subscribe if you haven't already. And of course, thanks for watching.